Good morning. We are in August here, so you'll see my money has gone up a little bit since last episode. That's very good. I did some harvesting for a neighbor and also a little bit of fertilizing for Mason here. Looks like his soybeans are coming up real nice. They're still quite a bit late, I have to say, but you know what? We'll take it for what it is. But today we need to go harvest our own crops here. So I'm thinking I might start by going over on field 25 over there, and we'll start harvesting that. And once we're done that, we can go back to field number 2 here. I'll probably end up cutting it into smaller sections so that it's not so much driving around. And speaking of harvesting, I do have to show you guys something here. During my time off where I was working for a neighbor, I managed to make enough cash that I was able to get a nice little chaser bin. So this should definitely help us so that the pickup truck doesn't have to run around in the field everywhere. I think that'll be really good. We can probably hook up the T6 on that, seeing as it requires a little over 100 horse to run it, and that should work out just fine. And that also means we get to use our header and combine now. We've been looking forward to using this header for a while, and I think today is that day. Also, while I'm thinking of it, I think the other small planter has got to be sold. Why don't we do that first? Let's go to our garage and let's sell that little header, or sorry, little planter here, right there. 36, almost $37,000. That is perfect. I already checked the cattle. They seem to be doing all right. Star T6, perfect. So cattle were still fine, which is great, because today we're going to be real busy and we don't have time to mess around with our cattle. Now I picked this grain cart simply because it's pretty much the smallest one I could get. That was of any value anyway. There's a couple that are a little bit smaller, but at that point there's no point in even using a grain cart. Then we could just use the truck and trailer, right? So that's perfect as it is. The truck, as you can see, I got rid of the cattle gate or cage, whatever you want to call it. So with this one, oh, not that, open cover. You can see we still have the ball hitch in it, and we have a toolbox, and it's full of diesel as far as I remember. So this will be hooked up to the old tipper, and we'll get that combine out there working right shortly. And you know, as we drive by this grain bin here, I did do some barley harvest for a neighbor, and as per usual, there was a bit of barley left over after the contract was done, so I brought that home, which is always great. And if you have a look here, it looks like I brought 37,000 liters worth of barley. Very happy about that. We're gonna go set up our combine here. I believe we have to unfold as such, and we can detach. Now this works the same way as every other draper header, where the tongue of that wagon kind of folds in on itself. Really nice design, and I can't wait to use this unit here. It's going to be so much better than that little bison, right? There you are, all folded up. You see those tires swing up, and I think we're ready. So I want to be a little preemptive here, and I see that there's all these power lines. So what I'm going to attempt to do is perhaps cut the first swath right about here. There we go. We can hire a worker, and let's get her going. So if I cut a swath or two, then I think that'll really work a lot better in our favor, so it doesn't keep, so our combine doesn't keep catching onto that long line of power poles that we see there. And I believe the far end I'll have to do that as well, just so that they don't keep catching the fencing of the cattle pens there. But we'll get there shortly. Now with our chaser bin here, we are going to attempt to keep up with the combine. Not sure how well we'll do, but I figure if we can try to keep up with the combine, that should work in our favor, right? I got my cruise set. I'm going to have to look at that, he's almost full already. This combine does not have a big capacity, so by driving beside him, I think we can keep unloading him so he doesn't ever have to really stop. That is going to be the plan anyway. And as quickly as I can, I want to unload the chaser wagon as well, and we'll go from there. See if we can keep up or not. One pass gave me about 76% full on the wagon. That is perfect. So I'm just going to dump right here, and I'm going to jump onto that combine and stop him before he gets going onto anything super critical. And we are going to send him over to the far end. So one combine load is about 76%. That's good to know. We're going to do a couple passes right by the pasture, just so that we don't run into complications later. I think it'll help the workers out a fair bit, and it'll help me out if I'm not constantly having to babysit the workers, right? I did check the stats on this combine, and it looks like it's a 7,000 liter tank, whereas our little grain cart is a 12,000 liter. So I just enabled straw swaths so we can collect straw again, and we can put her back to work, and we can go ahead and start throwing some straw chaff down. That should be good. It says he's nearly full. Yes, yes. Here we are. We're coming to his rescue. I wish I would have started him from the other side, seeing as I probably could have got his auger. Now I'm going to have to run over my grain in order to run beside his auger. This is stuff that you would think of if you were a real farmer, but we're only farm simulator farmers. So there you go. I might as well just whip through here. I thought it had crop destruction on. Maybe I don't. I could be wrong. I thought I had left it on. Oh well, whatever the case. We're going to see how full we're going to get this little chaser bin. Hopefully it's at 76% again. If not, it's okay. We'll dump it wherever it is. There we go, 58%. So the chaser wagon is not even close to full. I think we'll wait for it at the other end, and we'll come along with it for one more pass, and I think that should be good. Should fill up the wagon pretty good. I do like this. It has a really good turning radius on this little chaser bin or auger wagon, or whatever you want to call it. And I think I'm going to enjoy using this thing. Pretty sure my T5 could pull this as well, even though it requires like 110 horse. I have no doubt in my mind that even my pickup truck could pull this thing. I suppose it's just for the weight that they need a bigger class of tractor. You know, I'll probably be sitting here for a while with my auger wagon here, so I figure, why can't I put someone to work in a contract, and they could possibly be fertilizing field 15. Looks like a pretty lucrative contract, and I think this time I'm going to borrow simply to keep my vehicles handy for me. It's 51.62 acres, should be good. We will borrow that. And I'm going to unload my combine one more time before I go ahead and get all the equipment in place, and then we'll send another worker off to help. Yes sir, I see you there. I'm here to your rescue. Here, set that cruise on, and we'll probably get this wagon filled. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Yes, indeed, we did get the wagon full. And it doesn't look like it's over full, if you know what I mean. There's no high ridge on it or anything. So that's a good sign. Shows that they're thinking about the weight, not just the height of the product. So that can fill up, and I think I'll go and get this unit ready to run. We won't be needing any weights where we're going, so we won't worry about that too much. My helper has a pretty full tank again. That's alright. So I believe that was field 15, which would be right behind the barn. Good. We'll send him on his way, and let's go back to our combine. You know, if we compare our first auger wagon that we had, the old Russian wagon, it was kind of a low wagon with 2 axles, and it had the auger way on the back. This does seem like quite the upgrade. Quite nice, honestly. And I do like that it's a bit taller than the tractor. There's obviously much bigger auger wagons in the game, but this one's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of square and sits a little tall, single axle, just looks different, and that's what I appreciate about it. Now, if I do my timing just right, then I should be able to always unload on this side, so I don't need to go through my crops, but obviously that's not always going to happen. But that is the preferred way of doing it, instead of running over my own crops. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind as I work on this field, that, you know, just see if I can always unload to the empty side. You can see I'm actually full right now, and I believe this wagon load is actually going to fill up my tipper, if I'm not mistaken. If not all the way full, it'll be very close to full. But if I can catch that combine one more time before it reaches the far end, then we should be in business. Well, the tipper is full, and the auger wagon is pretty close to full here now. So I think I'm pretty sure I can hold it. There we are, right there, it's full. So I'm going to grab the rest of this, and I believe it should be able to make its pass all the way back. And once it starts a new row, then we should be able to grab it again. But in the meantime, I've got to unload this tipper. You can see it is very full, so we definitely need to unload this. It's a great harvest so far, I gotta say. Small field, and I've already got a tipper full. This is going to be quite great for when we sell. We already got that 37,000 liters of barley from the other farmer, and now another 30,000 to add to it. And I guess we just gotta wait until the right season when the prices really go up. It should be good to go, right? That is the theory anyway. Is it still dumping? No, it's not. Why do I have to babysit? That is just not right. I guess if I kept my engine running, it probably would tip the entire time. Sometimes this game throws you challenges, it seems. Oh well, we do what we can. And quickly back to the field. No time to waste. It's harvest season, and that means we gotta rush every single time. You know, as this episode is going on, I can't help but feel like this field is going to be enough to fill up the episode. I don't know why I'd want to show you how I work on field number 2. That just seems like a lot of repetition. But just know, I will be combining field 2. Maybe we can do that one in the next episode or something. We'll see once we get there. But yeah, it looks like combine is full again, and I have to run over my own crops. This tells me though that he can make it about a little over halfway before he's got to be unloaded. And I think I would attribute this to the small grain tank that this combine has. It may be time to look at a bigger combine. Something with a little more capacity before we start on field 2 over there around my grain bins. I'll take it in consideration regardless. See, maybe we can find something that is one class above, and we'll go from there. But you know, if I do buy a bigger combine than this, I will be sure to let you guys know. And then I will definitely, if I do buy a bigger one for field number 2, I'm definitely going to make an episode on it, because you guys deserve to see how the farm grows, right? So speaking of combines, right, let's just have us a look. So I see this one, and this one is even smaller than the one we're running right now. Is that correct? I believe so, yeah. But is there anything else in between? There really isn't until we go up to, like the Massey Ferguson. And there's a John Deere 560. We aren't going to go. We aren't going to grab the CR10 right away, because that's just jumping the gun. So I am going to research a little bit, see what my options are. Maybe there's a few modded combines that would fit our needs a little better, if that's a way to say it. But we'll cross that bridge once we get there. There's no need to rush into things. But, time will tell. Our fertilizing has been getting off to a real bumpy start, so they aren't even halfway done yet. I also don't know why we would be fertilizing this. It looks like it's potatoes, but they're not. I don't know if they're really supposed to be fertilized this late in the season. Oh well. Is that our concern? Not really. We're not too worried about it. We'll just let him fertilize all he wants, right? But the worker was definitely not doing his job when I started off the fertilizing contract. Hopefully they get their things sorted out, and we can move on from there. Let's take a look at that tipper one time. 63%. Wow, it is not taking long. That's 6 passes already, and we've done 1 tipper. I can't even begin to imagine what field number 2, which is around my grain bins, how much that is going to make for us. Knowing that I can't get a whole combine worth in here because it was at 58% previously, I might as well put my chute out, as you see. That way, once I get up to the truck, I can immediately start to empty out. Makes things a little easier. Now, in real life, you don't really want to pull that chute out too early, because if you're driving along a really bumpy field, you could end up damaging your chute if your chute happens to be wore thin, from the auger scraping against the main pipe, or whatever reason you might have. It is advisable to not run around too long on the field with your chute out. But that's just from previous experiences that tells me that, working on a grain farm myself. Looks like we have another tipper load full, and I don't believe we even finished unloading the combine. This is getting a little hairy, isn't it? I'm going to drive beside this combine for a while. Hopefully they can unload it a little further. Looks like we're actually unloading quite quickly. That is good. And I'll go and unload my tipper right shortly now. There we go, tipper number 2 full. This poor truck, just sagging on the ground. I might have to upgrade its suspension at some point. Poor thing. Or we need to get bigger trucks. I don't know which one it is. So far the truck has done us really well. I believe this truck, the fertilized spreader, and I think one other object have been here from the beginning. Almost everything else has been replaced, which is, kudos to the truck for sticking around for so long. It's been great. You can see the tires sunk into the concrete from the look of it. Kind of funny. sometimes graphics just don't work the way you thought they would. I really think doing those 2 passes has benefited the combine quite a bit. It looks like he's able to make his turn a lot better. I could have done 3 passes, that probably would have been even better, but as it is, I think we definitely helped the worker out. Let's take one more look at our fertilizing here. I would say they're about halfway done, just past half perhaps. Looks that way. Very good. So they should be done in a short period of time, and we can collect our money. And in the meantime, we're just going to go chase our combine again. All the fun we're having, right? Chasing combines. That should be an album for someone's record. While I am quite confident that this rake is going to go faster than the combine, I think it's still nice to get the rake started, just so that we have our windrows in order for when we need to bale this or collect it. So I'm going to set him off to work. It looks like he absolutely refused that for some reason. There we go. Off to work he goes. And he's going awfully slow, so maybe we stand a chance. Does that tractor seem like it's in bad repair? 10.9, so it's 1,090 hours on it. That makes sense why it's going so slow. Maybe if I fixed it, it would go a little faster. We'll see. But in the meantime, this combine was about 80% full, so I should probably try my best to unload him before he stops, which obviously didn't happen. Oh well. He's there now, right? And this is at 55%. This guy's got, what, another pass and a bit to go? Wonderful. Yeah, this poor tractor is suffering. I dismiss. I am very concerned about my tractor driving so slow. I'm gonna break a crankshaft or something. I really don't understand why it's going so slow. Can I take that cruise up to 20 and see if the worker goes faster? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe my cruise was too slow and the worker was just going by cruise. Regardless, it looks like it needs to be fixed anyway. So why don't we fix it? Oh yes, let's put the cruise down to 15 just as an experiment. See if that is actually what it was. We are going to repair. Yes. We could repaint. Wow, that's quite pricey for a repaint. And we could bump up the horsepower to 117, which probably wouldn't hurt. Why not? Looks like it's an extra $9,000. Perfect. So we repainted, we repaired, and we replaced the engine. I suppose I should have just replaced the engine instead of repairing. But it should definitely not be bogging down now. We're still kind of curious if that cruise control played any role in how late, or sorry, how slow it was going. It was quite the curious case anyway. Here we go. I'm going to get it hooked up to the rake again and see what happens. Looks like my cup is almost full again. So much work on a farm when it's harvest season. Don't I know it? And higher. We just need to inspect this one time, please. That's right. The rake or the worker only goes as fast as the cruise is set. That is interesting. I would not have known that. Oh boy. I'm slacking here. I should have had this wagon unloaded already. That is good to know, because if my combine drives 10 clicks an hour, that means I should have my tractor only drive 10 clicks an hour, which would mean it would never run over my combine. Very, very interesting. We learn something new every day, don't we? We are at 95% on the truck. That is impressive. Wow. But we do want to fill it all the way, so we keep track of how many trailer loads we bring in. Looks like we got a corner back in there, in the front right corner. And this guy's just boogieing right along. That's good. That means one more pass after this. I'm very happy with that. That should bring up our income a little. And he's still going full blast. It looks like he's not really raking anything of purpose, but I do believe that it does actually serve a purpose in the long run, because some of them will be raked together, and that is what I'm looking for, just to straighten everything out and, if possible, put 2 windrows in one pile. So combine is done. This guy's at 58%, so we should fill up the wagon while we still have a chance before the combine gets full again. And we'll bring load number 3 home to the silos. 30,000 every time, can't go wrong with that. Just checking in, letting you know we're dropping load 3. I'll see you guys back on the field. Helper I seems to think that they're done their task, so we're going to take a peek and see if it's actually done or not. It would appear so. Let's have a look at that contract now. 98%. Oh boy. So we are definitely missing a spot somewhere. Can we find that spot? Quite possibly it's this little strip here. Alrighty. Why don't we go back and see if we can catch that little bit yet. So close to being done. That's unreal. Just do it already. Yeah, you're gonna be fertilizing his corn a bit, or whatever he's got going on. Looks like corn, but that's not my business. Should be pretty well any second now. And just like that, contract is finished. No point. We can dismiss them. We can go back to contracts. Oh, there it is. Collect a nice 32,000 and smile. Now what this guy's doing is beyond me. I gotta fire him for a little bit. I have no idea where he was going or what he was doing. Whatever it was, it didn't look smart. So we're gonna redirect him to try to make something look half decently intelligent. Start there, my man. Ah yes, and my combine is full. Right at the end of the row, perfect. Now hopefully my rake doesn't go all bonkers again. Otherwise I'm gonna have to rake for a while. Yeah, this... Oh, I see. He doesn't feel like raking the whole time, does he? Well, at least we straightened out some of the windrows. I could technically get a much bigger windrow. Let's have a look, see what the prices are on those. You know, just for the giggles of it. So this is the one we have right here at 8.5 meters. That's a 9.3 meter and a 14 meter. Almost 15 meters. And a 19 meter. Wow. 19 meter requires 145 horse. This is 14 meters. You know, I'm pretty sure we could run this crone. But, seeing as this one's only 110 horse, we should probably just buy this thing at $62,000. My goodness. And what's my little one worth? 23. That with the contract altogether is almost enough to pay for this thing. So why don't we do that? Why don't we buy this unit? Looks like there's nothing to customize. 14.8 should definitely help us out a lot. It has been purchased. And we will dismiss this fella. We will go to our garage. We will take our windrower. Where are you? Right there. We will sell this for 18 grand. Very good. Now, oh yes, we are full on. Our money really went down. 519,000. We're what, 560 just a short while ago. Oh well, cost of doing business, I suppose. Yeah, here we are. Why does my T5 need repairs again? Something just does not look right about this. I don't understand. Oh well, we'll go and repair it again. Is it really just getting that old that it needs repairs a lot more often? Or are we just abusing it too much? That poor T5, eh? Well, there was a combine full, so I should attend to that before I bring this rake on home. There he is. Yeah, let's make sure that we get our combine unloaded before we do more playing. And we'll probably start with the rake right from the front and redo it. I have a feeling that he'll be able to grab 2 swats at once then. And it should make for a little easier hay business too, right? As I'm cruising along the road here, I can see that quite a few fields got combined already, and they're not ones that I did. So definitely looks like my neighbors have been busy with combining, same as myself, I suppose. It's good. We like to see that. Now, I'm also very happy that I upgraded this engine to a 120 horsepower, because this rake requires 111, and I believe the tractor was earlier just a 99 horse. So this should definitely help with doing the chores around the place. And I can see already I am going to be having a lot of fun raking 2 swaths at once. So I'm going to bring it a little further up here, and we can start right from about there. This ought to be interesting. There we are. Yeah, no, that looks really good. Getting 2 swaths into one makes it a little wider, so the baler has an easier time turning. What more could you ask for? Oh boy, I need to rush back to that end. I believe the combine should be able to make his turn before being full. It should be really nice because it would mean that I could unload him on the right side. Technically the left, but you know what I mean. On the side that is not in the middle of the crops, if everything goes as planned. Load number 4 checking in. We are really bringing it. That is awesome. I'm surprised that field 25, I believe it is, yes, field 25, that is bringing so much. I can honestly figure probably at least one more wagon and maybe another half a tipper. This is good. This has been really, really good. Looks like my combine's almost full again. I don't think I got my entire auger wagon unloaded, but yeah, it's been going great. My raking guy just decided to stop mid work, so I'm gonna have to reposition him again. For some reason, the guys that do the raking just are not that enthusiastic to work. I'm not sure what their deal is. Oh well. We do what we can. There you go. Let's grab our auger wagon and get moving. Combine stalled out. Almost at the end of the field too. He needs to be unloaded first. Good times, boys and girls. Good times. Here comes load number 5. We are getting quite a bit more than we bargained for. So that should be about 150,000 liters worth of barley so far, and we are not done yet. My original guess was another half of tipper. I think that shouldn't be a big problem getting that yet, but we will see. This using the chaser bin or auger wagon has definitely helped with keeping the truck and trailer a lot cleaner. They're more or less just driving on pavement and gravel, which is great for a little less maintenance, a little less washing. I really do appreciate that. Our raking is also going just great. So I believe that auger wagon was not quite done unloading. I'm gonna pull up right underneath, and that should trigger him to unload a little more. And we're gonna try to line up with this swath right here. There it is. That rake is going great. Looks like half of it's dumping beside, but we're not too worried. It is actually going into the wagon. And our combine is just about full, and he's probably at the end of the row, isn't he? Man, if we could just beat him there. But what are the odds of that? Stay there, combine. I want to try to unload you before you start your next round. We could intercept him, I suppose, but now why would we do that? Looks like he's going to be making a nice little turn, and we'll pull in behind. There you are, see? I'm coming to your rescue. You mind just stopping for just a hot second? No, he doesn't really want to, so we'll just drive beside him, I suppose. Well, you can do that as well. It's not as realistic, but it works. You know, I think this is probably going to become full load number 6 here. It is filling up quick. It is surprising how much grain I'm actually getting. But it looks like I should actually be moving my truck. So I'm going to move my tractor and my truck out of the way. I think I've got a little more room in the truck yet, or in the tipper, before that's full, but we're definitely getting load number 6. Oh yeah, 81% on that. That's beautiful. Hold up before you get hustling. Let's just wait a good little second there, would you, bud? So you can see we've got a few more passes to go before the field is done. And there's our combine coming in right now. I followed him all the way to the end, so I'm hoping, if I did my math right, he should not be full by the time he gets to the end. Looks like that will be the case. Beautiful. So I can start to chase him again as soon as he turns around and makes a new pass. Before he even reaches the end, he's already showing 80% full. That is incredible. I'm so surprised with how the grain is doing on this. But I am not complaining. That combine is dirty as all get out though. Oh my goodness. We're definitely going to be washing that unit. My little grain cart doesn't seem to be too bad. Got a little bit muddy tires. Tractor seems alright. But just the combine, it's just filthy as all get out. Man, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I've always just heard that term, but who knows, I might be saying it all wrong. I start to second guess myself now. Anyway, let's snuggle up next to this combine again. Set that cruise control, and we'll get them unloaded. I'm pretty sure this will be the one that fills up the tipper, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't that look cool though? I wish I could peer out a little better, but I can't, so I'm happy with what I got. We are having a good time, aren't we? Oh, I'm getting a little close to the combine there. I was thinking of doing a few more contracts for some of my neighbors here, but I think the episode's going to be quite long enough as is, so I'm not going to show you that. I will still do the contracts, and then I think the best plan of attack from here on out would probably be to either find another combine, and there you go. That's tipper number 6, guys. That's wild. Yeah, find another combine and use that. But in a way, I kind of just want to lease a bigger combine and use both combines to finish field number 2. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be swamped for work. That is just a gut feeling I get. So I'm going to think it through. You know, I'm obviously not going to show that on this episode, but I will do some thinking, and I'm going to see what other mods there are for New Holland combines. Because obviously we're still trying to keep in the theme of having everything New Holland here, or Ford, or Fordson. You know, just kind of that general idea. I would be okay with a Case combine being in here, seeing as it's C and H nowadays, but if at all possible, I just want to keep it New Holland. But yeah, I guess in the next episode, you guys will find out what my decision was. So definitely stay tuned to that, because bigger equipment is coming. It just has to happen, but I'm just so afraid. If I look at my bank account right now, 517, that's what a new combine costs, folks. How am I supposed to afford that? Like, look at this Massey here's 202,000. Am I gonna have to pull out a loan or what? Or do I go and get a second TF78 for 85,000 and another header, and then just run 2 combines? Maybe that is the correct way to go on about it. I don't know. But definitely have to sort something out, and something has to happen soon. So you guys stay tuned, and we will definitely have an episode on whatever we do on field number 2. But would you look at this? 93%. That is incredible. We managed to finish the field, and the timing is perfect too. I'm pretty sure our rake is going pretty hard somewhere. I can't see it, it's too far off in the distance. The rendering is not good enough, I guess. But we're going to fill up this chaser bin here, and once it's all done, we're going to bring the combine home. We'll wash her all off, and yeah, I think that should be a wrap. But let's see what our final tally is. 3.7 hours on the combine, so that would mean 37 hours in game time, and this thing is absolutely filthy. So we're going to wash this off real quick, and I think we've done really well for ourselves. There you go, you can see it buff right on out. Boom, just like that. And now let's get that header as well. That was unreal filthy. It's surprising how if you wash the combine that the header doesn't get clean, like in some of the older games. But maybe it's because it is something that isn't designed for this combine necessarily. That could well be. But I could also just be imagining things. That also happens from time to time. There she is. She is all done. She's all cleaned up. Why don't we fold that harvester back up? Beautiful. And I believe we can probably swing her around like so. Oop, don't hit the pole. Don't hit the pole. I got really close. I think I'll probably end up parking my combine right in here for now, because there's literally a field right beside it that I need to tackle, and I don't think that it's worth unhooking everything just to park. So it's going to stand here, and that'll wrap up our combining for today. But as far as the numbers go, we can bring the T6 home, but we can always bring it home a little later on, right? What we're really curious about is how much barley we got. So we know we got 6 full loads, so that would be 180,000 plus almost 13,000 again, which would put us at 192,945. So almost 200,000 liters. Well, with the other one I have from the other farm that I helped out, we're going to have over 200,000 liters of barley. That is very great news. We can always use more barley, and I can't wait to sell this. We should take a look yet before we head on out. We should check what our prices are doing on barley. So it looks to me like barley is at its peak, either second week of spring or first week of winter. We just might be selling first week of winter. I guess that would be December, right? December might be the perfect time to sell. This truck and trailer can be parked, and again, I don't think I will unhook anything because we need to focus on field 2 for the next episode. And in the meantime, I need to sort out my combine story so that I am sure to have enough. And I also should check on my cows. I did chore them a little bit before, but it's good to check on them, make sure that they're all healthy and that they have all the food that they might need. You know, I think this little auger wagon has been a worthwhile investment. I don't know what I would have done if we didn't have it. It would have definitely been a little more hectic and chaotic. So I'm very thankful for this little unit. Obviously, as time goes on, we're going to need a much bigger unit, but that time is also going to happen a little later on. I thought I was going to park my tractor back in here, but I might just park it where the tractors normally go. And I think we can pretty much wrap up the episode here. So I'll probably end up, you know, cleaning up some of that straw and maybe doing a few more contracts for the neighbors before the day is done, seeing as it's only 10 o'clock. But we don't need to see any more of that. Well, thank you guys very much for hanging out, for watching the video. You know, if you like the video, why not throw a like on that? Yeah, a little thumbs up never hurt nobody. If you guys are new to the channel or you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing. It's totally free. I promise I won't charge you a nickel or a dime for it. And yeah, leave a comment below if you have anything you want to share. If you feel like you want to tell me something or you want to ask me anything, I'm all ears. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe.